I never said this thing didn't kill people. I didn't say it wasn't dangerous or insidious or anything like that. What I'm saying is give us perspective on it. And yes, you should act differently depending on your situation. I'm in a low risk zone myself, and my home is filled with low risk people. So I act differently than my friend does with his 90-year-old mother.
Sure. Yeah. No, I agree with you in the fact that the media has not done a great job in really presenting COVID in its full. I'll be honest with you. And I do believe that there's some of that. It's about kind of eyeballs. It's about ratings. We do not disagree about that whatsoever. However, I will say, for example, when you look at situations, like you look at the rural communities, right, to the country, and you look at these areas where in the beginning, of COVID, everyone kept saying it won't affect us in these rural communities because it's only a big city problem. It's those city people, those bad people who don't know how to behave. They're the ones getting it. Now you're in a situation where rural America, 60 million plus, by the way, living in rural America, they're in real danger. And they're in real danger now because they don't have the hospitals, they don't have the healthcare professionals or the infrastructure to deal with the influx that they are now seeing. Now, what they want to do now is say, okay, you know what, we don't have enough beds. Let's go to the cities and use some of the city beds. But according to your kind of way of thinking, if I'm kind of channeling this right, they didn't really take it seriously, so they should just stay where they are and deal with the consequences and don't worry about those who are really paying attention and what their infrastructure is.
Well, anyone who gets it should avail themselves of whatever the best they can get. I mean, obviously, I don't want any lists or death panels. If you got it, get to the nearest hospital or take the medications. Number one. Number two, the thing about, who we're putting in danger and who we're not putting in danger, I mean, there's been a lot of studies on masks. There's been a lot of studies on crowds. There's been a lot of studies on outdoors versus indoors. For me, I live in California. 3 months ago, they were telling us we could walk on the beach, but we couldn't lay down on the beach. They closed all the parks. Think about all those kids who live in those sort of congested areas, who live in these crappy apartments with all the sort of sprawling asphalt and concrete. The only thing they have is a basketball hoop and a merry-go-round in a park. Why did we close the parks? Why did we have to shut down the parks? Kids play at the parks. It's outdoors. It's proven to be, if not safe, not dangerous. Why did we close the beaches? That's what I'm pushing back against. It's crazy overreach.
Yeah, but can I just say something? Doctors and scientists do not know the full extent of this virus. It's called a novel coronavirus, a new coronavirus. Doctors are learning on the fly, and doctors have been honest and said, we don't have all the answers. We're going with the best science that we have with what we know at the current time. It may change next week, but the public has to allow us as professionals to be able to read the data, accept new data, and be able to make changes without people saying, oh, you guys know nothing. You said this last week. Now you're saying this week. This is how it works. This is science.
I agree, but not lying down on the beach is not science. Well, everyone knew the answer to that. The parks as well. Gavin Newsom just had a big party out here with a bunch of different families, okay? So shall we listen to Gavin Newsom? Because he's just following the science, except for not for him.